So in this part, I'm going to talk about how you use ChatGPT to help you get a first draft of your user stories. So I'm just going to pick one screen here. So this is a screen of a app design. This is what we call Foodgram. It's a kind of an app where you can record the food that you've eaten and comment on it. So that's the idea of the app. This is the main screen. If I just zoom in on it here, you can see there's a profile picture, username, and there's a picture which I've captured. So we want to be able to start to help us think about what the user stories we need to have to actually generate this, to make this do all the things we want it to do. So what I can do is I can simply export this screen. You can actually do this for multiple screens in one go. I'll just do one for now. So and then the export, I've highlighted the entire screen and I just hit the export button. So that comes down and that's downloaded. So now I'm going to jump over to ChatGPT. I'm going to go to our Bravo product manager, GPT, and I'm going to say, can you create user stories to deliver this screen? Now the ChatGPT's got more instructions that we've set up, but this is all you need to do, and then we just add in that screen. So upload from the computer. There it is. So the image is uploaded, we've got the instructions, and then ChatGPT will look at the image and it will go through and it will start to think about what are the user stories that we need to ensure are there to deliver this screen of this application. And this is really helpful again to help communicate this. I mean, obviously ChatGPT comes up with a whole bunch more things than you might need, but what's really helpful is, again, it gives you that first draft that you can then edit and add or remove things from to get to exactly what you want, to make sure you don't miss anything. It's very easy to do when you're designing, you're not really thinking about everything. It really helps to think through all the different pieces here. You can use our GPT to do this yourself. We'll include a link in the description, and so hopefully it can help you in building your application. In this section, I'm going to talk about using a GPT to generate a database schema from your design. Again, I'm using ChatGPT 4.0 to do this, using a GPT that Bravo have created for this purpose, although you could do this other ways. Okay, so starting with Figma Design, again, this is our Foodgram application talking about food. We've got a screen here. So hitting the export button will export that single screen, which I can then put into the GPT. Again, I could do multiple screens in one go. It would be probably more helpful to do multiple screens, usually, because then the GPT will be able to think about the database tables across the whole application. I'll just do one for now. So click on the export. Down here, generate the image, jump across to ChatGPT. So let's pick up our technical architect GPT for the database. Can you create a database schema to deliver this screen? So add in, upload the image. There it is. I've got multiple copies of the same one now. Okay, it's uploaded. And now what GPT is going to do is it will analyze the image and try and build up all the tables that are necessary. So it's got 4 tables here: the users table, the photos table, the comments and likes. Now, you will need more than that. But again, this starts to help you think about what you would need to have in your database, whether you do it yourself or you're working with other people to build the application. Having this as a single source of truth, which you need to keep updated as you're developing it, means that you won't get into reduce the chance of getting into a mess, because it really helps to make sure that you have an understanding of documentation of what's been built without having to do a ton of work. And you can see here, it gives you a bunch of information as well as exactly how the table are defined. And you can present several screens and have a much bigger list of tables, but it's really helpful to help having that piece of documentation. So again, hope that's helpful. Happy to have feedback on this or things that you think we need to add in. For this third use of GPT, what we're going to do now is use it to look at a screen and to generate what it thinks the endpoints need to be. Again, similar to my earlier parts of the video, we'll take a single screen. Again, you could take more from our Foodgram application and see what it thinks needs to be generated. So I'll just take export it as usual, just the whole process. Then we'll go to our endpoints GPT. Can you create endpoints needed for this screen? And I'll upload the image. It will now go through all the endpoints that GPT thinks would be necessary to deliver this screen. And there's several parts to this. You've got the actual URL that they think we should have, description, the method, whether it's authenticated or not, whether it needs a body to be sent, what it will respond with in the status codes. And you can see it repeated here across all the different endpoints. Now, it will generate all sorts of endpoints here, some of which you probably don't need. But again, this is a really great starting point to start talking about this. And actually, what's really nice about this, across all these videos, all these pieces, you could then go back to GPT and say, can you create me? You could feed this endpoint back in and say, create me the code using this description to generate the code to deliver this endpoint, taking into account the table that we generated elsewhere. So you can actually kind of build up your application almost like Lego, using GPT to help you do these more complex pieces. But by doing it bit by bit, you have an understanding of how all the things are working together, and that can actually help GPT kind of focus rather than trying to do it all in one go. You can end up down paths you don't necessarily need, but rather using it to develop these pieces can be a it can be an awesome way of really unlocking the power of the tool. Again, you can see there's many endpoints here. You don't need all these things, but again, it's really good to have that kind of thinking through what's necessary. Again, I'd love to have your feedback on what if this is useful to you. The endpoints these GPTs are available. We'll share the links for them so you can use them. If you find better ones, please let us know. We'd love to hear that as well. And I hope you found this useful. Thanks.